Well, guys, the GOP race is really heating up. Let's take another look at these Fox News polls came out at the top of the hour. Donald Trump, yes, he does have the lead at 36%, Ted Cruz at 19%, followed by Marco Rubio at 15%, Carson and Bush at 9%, and Kasich at 8%. Joining me now, Morgan Ortagus, Steve Rogers, and Vince Coglianese. Vince, I got to tell you something. When I saw what was happening beneath the surface going into Iowa, I was not surprised how the outcome came. In fact, I thought Rubio, if there were another couple days, might have even come in second. Having said that, there's some interesting things going on here. The shift with very conservatives and evangelicals toward Ted Cruz since the debate. I'm not sure if it's too little too late, but Saturday, I'm not just so sure it's a slam dunk either.
Yeah, I do think that certainly among very conservative people, they felt a little bloodied by Donald Trump's debate performance. And I think that's what you see in those numbers where people are saying that they would never vote for Donald Trump in a general election. They right now are so wounded by their candidates that they prefer being attacked by Donald Trump. Donald Trump coming out so strongly against George W. Bush for his role in 9/11 that I think ultimately they're looking at this and going, okay, I'm never going to vote for this guy. But there's a lot of time, as we know, and things definitely change in the polls.
You're never going to vote in South Carolina with Steve from 24% to 39% on Trump, went from 8 to 19% with Cruz. I think they are battering each other, and that negative, sort of the negativeness sticking to each candidate. Let me ask you, as someone who's an ardent Donald Trump supporter, how does he get beyond these core numbers? In other words, how does he get from the mid-30s into 50, 60%? How does he get in that area?
By being Donald Trump. You know, Charles, from the beginning, all the pundits said Donald Trump would not be a winner. He'd be out after Iowa. He wouldn't get out of the starting gate. Donald Trump has defied all odds because he has struck the chord, the heart of the American people. They are going to rally behind him. He will be the next president of the United States. He gets beyond this by being who he is.
But how come it hasn't happened to that degree yet? In other words, for instance, in South Carolina, in December, he was at 35%. Now he's at 32%. Why is that number sort of spinning its wheels?
Well, polls always go up and down. You know that.
No, but I'm wondering why. Is this a permanent thing, or you're just saying it's just par for the course, next leg up, over 40?
Par for the course, next leg up, well over 40. He's got the heart of the American people.
I don't trust Carson 9, Bush 9, and Kasich 6. I think they're all going to be lower than that, Morgan.
Where you think in South Carolina or
yeah, South Carolina?
I disagree with you. I mean, as I said earlier, I think the four of them all muddled up. I mean, I think the numbers that were really, interesting to me in this Fox News poll, 55%, Trump got the highest when people said, who would you not be satisfied with as president? 55%, even more than Hillary, said they would not be satisfied with Trump. So he certainly electrified people, Steve, but I think that he's going to have to do something to get that 60% of the Republican Party who's saying that they're not willing.
But Morgan, haven't the people demonstrated right now, as we sit here, that they're not satisfied with Jeb Bush? And I know you're a supporter of Jeb Bush, and I respect you for that. But the fact of the matter is that the people have spoken, and they will continue to speak, and Donald Trump is going to lead. He's certainly beating the living daylights out of Jeb Bush.
Well, we can agree on one thing. J-E-B is DOA, right? So, but Vince,
oh, come on,
I couldn't resist it. It just popped in my head. It just popped in my head.
Oh, man, that's
temperament. Listen, I do think Donald Trump's temperament was right. I'm not sure, I would have maybe taken it a little easier in the Pope, but temperament seems to be the area that Donald Trump, if he can work on that, I think he could be home free. What do you think, Vince?
I think, yeah, I mean, temperament, I think, in a lot of ways is what attracts people to Donald Trump. Those are of his loyal supporters. And on the Pope, by the way, a reporter really had it out today for Donald Trump when he asked that question. If somebody had asked the Pope about Hillary Clinton and her enthusiastic support for abortion, I have a feeling the Pope would have some strong words to say about Hillary Clinton not being very Christian.
All right, guys.